In this video, I want to show you why Mythical Immortal is the worst rank in MLBB. I know some of you might think the worst rank is Epic and below, but I don't really agree with that because those ranks are filled with beginners who are still learning the game or simply playing for fun. Many things like random picks, AFK players, and terrible drafting are pretty common there. However, Mythical Immortal is a completely different story, since it's the highest rank in the game. Because of that, you would expect to meet players with above-average skills. But after playing around 30 matches in this rank, there was only 2 matches where I wasn't able to make much impact. And even then, I still did my best to make the game easier for my team to win. Most of the matches ended up being difficult games like this. In this match, as usual, I started the game by taking my buff since I was playing as the jungler. The enemy picked Hilda and tried to disrupt my buff, and luckily, my team helped me, which is pretty normal in this situation. At this moment, I hadn't even finished my buff yet, but Lilia suddenly chased Hilda and ended up giving away first blood. What surprised me even more was that Lilia started typing things like this. Like, what was I even supposed to do there? Use my first skill or ultimate at level 1. Anyway, we skipped to level 4 here, and it seemed like Dairoth was out playing Freya, so I instantly rotated there and killed him to secure the turtle. I skipped to the second turtle because nothing important happened besides farming. Here, I rotated to help Freya because she was getting pressured by 2 enemies, so we wouldn't be outnumbered in the turtle fight. But look at what my team did, especially Lilia. She already used her ultimate earlier, and she still forced a fight. In the end, the enemy got 3 kills and made the game even harder for us. Even though we secured a free turtle, it still wasn't worth it because their marksman got too fed from the previous fight. I don't know why I played too aggressively here. Even though I was the strongest on my team, I still forced myself to chase Hilda despite knowing my teammates couldn't follow up because they were too far behind. I got a bit crash out here because of Lilia gameplay, so I lost my focus and got killed by Dairoth. Now we skip to the Lord fight. At this point, we were slightly behind in gold. And since Tigreal was already down, I decided to go for Harley to delay them from taking the Lord and make it easier for my team to farm safely. After defending the Lord, I don't know how Freya managed to win against Dairoth. Because of that, Hilda came too late to help him and got killed as well. The rest of the enemies also started making mistakes and got picked off one by one. After defending the next Lord, the enemy made a huge mistake when their jungler got caught out of position. So I immediately picked him off and went straight for the Lord. I took the longer route because the bottom side was probably being guarded by Dairoth or Hilda. Here, Selena was visible on the minimap, And honestly, I should picked her off since she was far away from her team. But unexpectedly, I ended up killing the enemy marksman instead, which gave us a free lord. At this point, we should have won the game, but our marksman took the wrong path. So I immediately tried to help him so he wouldn't get picked off. However, I didn't realize that selling only blood wings wouldn't give me enough gold to buy immortality, so I ended up getting killed by Harley.
Take me in small, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you. In the blackened eyes, make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control.
After we clutched that fight, we finally won the game. The next type I meet most often is the ego player. The early game was going smoothly, and I only had vision of Hayabusa and Harley. I tried to take the Litha Wanderer, but I didn't expect Hilda to be waiting there. So I got careless and gave away first blood. Why do I call him an ego player? Because he had the last pick during drafting, and he should have understood that our team needed a tank roamer. But instead, he picked Selena. Because of that, both me and Kadita dealt less damage, since the enemy could just build a lot of magic defense against us. Even though I managed to pick off the enemy marksman early, it didn't really matter because the enemy was much stronger around the first turtle. Yu Zhong had already opened his ultimate here, so I had no choice but to give up the turtle instead of forcing a fight and giving them free kills. Even though the enemy had a much stronger draft, they made a lot of mistakes in the mid-game, which gave us a small chance to turn the game around. But it was still hard because they still had two frontliners. So in this match, we had no choice but to accept defeat. Next is the trolling player. Here, I met a trolling Hellcurt roamer. At the start, nothing seemed unusual. Hellcurt checked the enemy orange buff, but the enemy actually started from the purple buff. So they immediately rotated into my jungle area. Even though there were only two enemies there, I still hesitated to go in because the enemy was using fast rotation heroes. So I had to gamble my retribution. And look at what this guy did. He intentionally cut the gold lane minion wave and sacrificed himself just to help the enemy snowball faster. As usual, we skipped to level 4 here, and I rotated to the EXP lane because Benedetta gets really strong after level 4, so I instantly picked her off to make the turtle easier to secure. If you're wondering why I choose to steal Alice purple buff instead of helping the mid lane, it's because Alice becomes really difficult to deal with once she gets her items. So I decided to sacrifice the mid lane pressure just to delay Alice farm and force her to rotate toward my purple buff. Just as I expected. Alice rotated toward my purple buff, and luckily my mid laner respawned at the perfect time, so Alice had no chance of winning there. In this match, my goal was simple. Keep targeting Benedetta to slow down the enemy momentum and lower their chances of winning. Now we move to the next turtle fight. At this point, Alice was already struggling because I kept targeting their EXP laner to weaken their overall team strength. Because of that, they couldn't contest the turtle anymore, and Alice ended up getting picked off too. And now we killed Benedetta again. We secured the next free turtle, and at this point, we were completely dominating the game. If you ask, is that all Hellcurt trolls? I think so. And now we killed Benedetta again. This match was actually pretty easy, because I kept pressuring their EXP laner all the way into the mid-game. Even though Hellcurt was trolling a bit, we still managed to win. Next, I got matched with a trio who brought a legend player. Honestly, I wasn't very confident in our roamer, but I still focused on playing properly so I wouldn't drag my team down. But I was wrong, because during the turtle fight, he actually played really well. He opened vision around the enemy bushes, which made it much easier for me to secure the turtle. After that, for some reason, the enemy was still standing outside the turret, even though I was already backed up by 3 teammates. Here, I rotated to the gold lane because the enemy was alone there. We decided to dive the turret since nobody could back him up. Even then, he still tried to fight back. But what really surprised me was Tigreal being willing to use his ultimate just to secure a single kill, which is honestly something you rarely see in lower tiers. And here we skip to the Lord fight because I mainly want to highlight Tigreal gameplay, which honestly looked like high-rank gameplay. Here, I got pressured by their EXP laner, so I was forced to give up the Lord since the enemy outnumbered us. After the enemy secured the Lord, Claude baited them into taking a team fight. But here, I got careless because Saber was already right next to me. Luckily, I survived. And look at this. Tigreal didn't hesitate to use his ultimate immediately so I could free hit Saber safely. And in this team fight, it was honestly kind of funny because Tigreal didn't care whether Akai still had his ultimate or not. As a result, he got pushed back and trapped while using his ultimate. But the enemy got too greedy trying to chase us and ended up getting eliminated, and because of that, we secured a free Lord. I know we made some mistakes here because of the lack of communication within the team, and as a result, we got picked off one by one. Luckily, the Lord pushed into the bottom lane turret, so the enemy ended up losing one inner turret. And yeah, this match was a bit easier because our team was much more dominant. Even though we had a legend player on our team, it didn't really matter since he still played well. And yup, that's one of the reasons why I don't really like this tier. There are still a lot of players with a star syndrome mentality who just reached this tier for the first time and already act like they're the best, even though their gameplay isn't that good. Especially if you're not playing full squad, I honestly don't recommend this tier for duo or solo players. And if you're wondering why I'm criticizing a tier that I haven't even reached yet, since I'm still in mythical glory, there are 2 reasons for that. First, I'm usually too busy with personal stuff instead of grinding ranked all the time. Second, my phone honestly can't handle playing comfortably while I'm also editing content. So yeah, that's the reason why I still haven't reached Mythical Immortal yet. And if you have any questions, comment down below.
You